Rodney Harris. I am First Alert Meteorologist Rodney Harris with some updates on this snowstorm that we are expecting in North Georgia on Saturday. The new information is on your screen right now. We have a winter storm warning that now includes Metro Atlanta for Saturday morning. Most of Metro Atlanta. This was expanded, so it includes Atlanta, Fulton County, Cobb County, Cherokee County. If you were down there in Clayton County, also Henry County, Rockdale County, Newton County, you are all now under a winter storm warning. So, as I mentioned earlier this morning, this is the highest alert we're going to see on Saturday morning, where your impacts are going to be at their highest. This is where driving is not encouraged, and this is also where the snowfall totals will be a little bit higher. And I'm going to walk you through that here over the next few minutes. West of the warning, we also still have a winter weather advisory that includes basically all of West Georgia from Rome to Carrollton to LaGrange, and also for those of you in Coweta County and Lamar, Pike, and Upson counties. I do want to point out some of you southwest of Atlanta were not under alert at all earlier this morning, but you are now under a winter weather advisory. So all of North Georgia under some kind of an alert to address this snow that we will see on Saturday morning. If you were in the advisory further west, you'll have impacts. They just won't be as large. And if you were in that pink, including Atlanta northeastward, your impacts will certainly be there and greater, basically the further north and east you go. So what I want to do is walk you through the timing here on my forecast model. The model has not changed on the timing, and we'll do the snow totals first. As you travel further east from Atlanta, we're looking at least 2 inches of snow, so anywhere from 2 to 4 inches of snow in East Georgia. Those amounts may be higher than what we're showing. Some of our latest data is showing those amounts being a bit higher, but at least 2 to 4 inches in East Georgia, from Helen to Blairsville to Gainesville to Athens to Lawrenceville and Gwinnett County. If you were in Walton County, Morgan County, all the way down to Edenton, that blue represents where your totals are going to be higher. Further west, up to 2 inches of snow from Atlanta westward, and again, even those totals may be higher. So we do believe everybody will see measurable snow on Saturday. Basically, the further east and north you go, the more those amounts will be. I want to actually skip ahead and talk about our model before I get to what to expect. This is the latest model. The timing hadn't really changed much, but one of the things we have noticed since this morning is the location where the snow will be has expanded. So earlier we were saying along and east of I-75. It does look like that snow is going to make it west of 75. So the snow is moving into North Georgia overnight. Okay, so that's when the snow will start. It's going to start up in the mountains, and then it'll make its way down south. So like by 2 o'clock in the morning, we may have some snow out there in North Metro Atlanta, down from Hall County to Lumpkin County, to Forsyth County, North Fulton County. You could see snow as early as 2 a.m. Most of us are asleep when this snow is starting, but basically by the time you wake up, that snow will be out there. So 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, as you can see on my forecast map, I am showing snow in Atlanta, Cobb County, DeKalb County, Gwinnett County, Cherokee County, Rockdale County, Henry County. That is quite a few locations where we have snow in your forecast. Basically, the further east you go, the more those totals will be. And even though the model is showing this configuration, this could change, but this kind of gives you an idea of the general area. Notice what happens at 9 a.m. It expands a little bit further south. So if you were in perhaps Henry County, Douglas County, even westward toward Paulding County, you could also get in on this snow activity. And that was one of the reasons why the warning was expanded further west, because as you can see, that snow line also moved a little bit further west. So most of Metro Atlanta, we're looking at snow. That snow's going to continue steadily throughout Saturday morning. And then by the time we get to lunch on Saturday, that's when it will start to move back east. So between noon and 3 o'clock, the snow is moving out of Metro Atlanta. If you're in Metro Atlanta by 3 o'clock, the snow should be completely over. And then by 5 o'clock, the snow should basically be moving out of North Georgia. So that's a look at the timing. The timing hadn't really changed much. We've been saying that all morning. Basically, by the time you wake up, snow is out there. That's going to continue through the morning, and between noon and 3 o'clock, it's moving out of Metro Atlanta. The difference here with that forecast model is if you were west of Atlanta, your chance of snow has increased a little bit, so we'll certainly keep you up to date on that. Also want to talk about the wind chill. That'll be the other story. Once the snow is over, our winds are really going to kick up after lunch tomorrow out of the northwest at about 30 to 35 miles per hour, and that will also include cold air that's moving in at the same time. So The snow's going to stick, and then it's going to turn super cold. That's your wind chill in Atlanta at 4 o'clock Saturday afternoon, feeling like 6 degrees on your skin, which is terribly cold. And then notice, as we take you further into the evening, this is by 8 o'clock, feeling like 4 degrees in Atlanta. And then by the time we get to Sunday morning, when you would typically get to church, that's at 7 a.m., feeling like 1 below. So your wind chills are going to be in the single digits going into Saturday evening, dropping to below 0 at times by Sunday morning. So that will also be a big part of the story, is very cold, dangerously cold temperatures that will impact you. And we've already been talking about this, but after the snow is over, particularly in areas where travel may not be as bad as you go further west or south, when it comes to the cold, if you're going like to the grocery store or something like that, you're fine. But we definitely do not encourage you to go to an event that requires you to be outdoors for too long, like longer than 30 minutes, because it'll be that cold throughout Saturday afternoon, evening, and night. But now that we're forecasting snow, we're advising you to stay at home altogether, because even though it's not ice, it's all snow, we do still believe driving will be difficult for Metro Atlanta and East Georgia. So that's the latest on what we have here from the First Alert Weather Center. Sunday is going to be completely dry, and as we go into next week, most of next week is dry. We'll say another First Alert on the horizon. As we look at next week, Monday and Tuesday getting back to work will be fine, but we do have a pretty good shot at rain by next Wednesday. So if you have any plans Wednesday, we do want you to be weather ready for what looks like rain at this point, not necessarily snow. But taking you back to the map, a new winter storm warning in effect for Metro Atlanta. That is for Saturday morning. Most of Metro Atlanta now in that winter storm warning. And further west and southwest of there, you are under a winter weather advisory. All of these alerts mean business, so try to stay off the roads. But if you're in that pink, your alert is higher. You're going to see more snow, and we'll certainly be here. We're going to go on at 5 a.m. with extended live coverage from your entire First Alert and Atlanta News First team. So we're going to walk you through this just like we did last weekend. The other thing I want to point out is we've had now, this is going to be our third straight weekend covering winter weather. Each weekend, like it was kind of limited to certain parts of the area. The first weekend, it was more central Georgia. Last weekend, it was more East Georgia. We believe that a good chunk of North Georgia will be impacted by this. So compared to the past two events, we do believe that it's a higher impact event impacting most of you, including Metro Atlanta. So we do want you to be weather ready. And again, we're going to be walking you through it hour by hour, minute by minute, as it is passing us by on Saturday morning. First Alert meteorologist Ella Dorsey, she's going to have an update for you on Atlanta News First at noon. We'll always pop back up on Atlanta News First Plus, and don't forget you can download our First Alert weather app for instant updates and video analysis. We'll keep you up to date on this winter storm. Everybody stay safe, and until next time, we'll see you soon.
She's working very hard on trying to keep the election